Hello and welcome to Planet Cruise Weekly. On this week's episode, very excitingly, we're talking about Viking Cruises, of course famous for their large fleet of luxurious river cruise ships, or their longships as many of them are called. They've recently gone into ocean cruising. It's exciting, it's luxurious, it's Planet Cruise Weekly. So it's episode 14 of Planet Cruise Weekly. Welcome back to our regular viewers. If you're watching us for the first time, thank you very much for tuning in. This is the only proper cruise content-based cruise holiday show in the world, and we're very proud of that.
And we sound like we know what we're talking about.
We do, don't we? Isn't that amazing? It's incredible. Okay, so we're looking at Viking today, and they're very famous, of course, for their massive fleet. In fact, they've got the largest river cruise fleet, 60 ships, I believe.
They just keep bringing out ships every year. They bring out another half a dozen. It just seems to be the churn of them.
And in the UK, we know them because they do so much great advertising, of course, don't they? Every single episode
every time I watch Midsummer
Murders,
there's always a Viking cruise going up the river.
Absolutely, yeah. Now, of course, last year, I think the public voted them the best river cruise line at the prestigious British Travel Awards for the 5th year in a row.
I would think if people think of river cruising, they probably think of Viking first.
I think you're totally right. They totally do. And their longships are now quite a common sight down some of Europe's greatest rivers, like the Rhine and many others.
And again, if you go down there, you'll see 2 or 3 ships lined up because they do different itineraries.
And they've got quite a few different things that they add in. I mean, we are talking now at a very luxurious experience. They're known for having their Viking experience, where basically whatever you ask, they'll always try and match or even exceed your expectations. They have a wonderful thing called the Aquavit Terrace, which is this kind of revolutionary indoor-outdoor viewing area at the bow of the ship, and I know they're bringing that onto the ocean cruise ships, which we're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
But they're very much like to try and build their ships with a lot of glass, a lot of open space. It's a very Nordic,
make it light and airy
design.
and very sort of comfortable for the people
Absolutely,
as well.
Absolutely, yes.
I think the other thing I found as well, I was on some other companies' river cruises a little while ago, and I found the ships. They were lovely, but they were older vessels that have been refurbished and refurbished. But with Viking, because they keep just, again, as I said, churning out these new ships all the time, they're state of the art, and then of course every year they put something else on them, and they're more or less brand new ships that are coming out every year. So you've got such a choice, and as I said, you know, we do their itineraries all the way around Europe, down the Yangtze. Again, some of the places we go to are amazing.
Well, you mentioned the Yangtze, and that's one of the most popular Viking river cruises that they do. And I know on the Planet Cruise Show on Ideal World, which is Tuesdays at 8, that we've both hosted on, it's a very popular choice, that, isn't it?
That is the most popular river cruise program I think we do. I mean, if you want to see China and you think, oh, you know, I'm a bit sort of nervous about getting around doing it myself, you know, the Yangtze, 3 Gorges, up to the dam, then on to the Terracotta Warriors, you've got the Great Wall, then on to see the pandas as well, times in Shanghai, and it covers everything.
Try the dim sum. If you're going to do it, go and try the dim sum, those little Chinese dumplings. So if you want to find out more about the excellent Viking river cruises that you can take with Planet Cruise, then click here for more details. Next, we're going to be talking about Viking Ocean. It's very exciting, it's very luxurious. I've got no idea why he's here with me, because his idea of luxury is a Big Mac and fries. See you in a minute. So let's now talk, Glenn, about Viking's new venture into ocean cruises. And in fact, by 2020, they're going to have a whopping 6 ships. So we started their fleet with the Viking Star in 2015. Then on the 5th of May 2016, they, in Greenwich, launched the beautiful Viking Sea. And then they've got, I think it's the Viking Sky that's coming out in 2017, early on.
Okay.
And then 3 more after that. It's, what, 6 ships in 6 years, essentially.
Well, it's the same with the river cruising as well. I mean, when I knew the guys that work for them, and again, you know, they don't release 1 river ship every year. They release 12 or 13. They've got no problems with that. It must be selling well, because if they've got the, you know...
They are selling very well, and the reviews that have come back, you know, already have been absolutely incredible. Before we go any further, I just want to give you a little present.
Oh, that's lovely.
This is the little Viking cruise.
Did you pay for that with your hard-earned cash? Or did you find it in the locker that's around the bottom of the studios and then under a load of boxes?
Found it in the locker of freebies around the corner. But it's still a present. And
6 years I've known you've never bought me a present.
The idea is it's the thought that counts, Glenn.
It is the thought.
So there's your little Viking. What are you going to call him?
Victor.
Victor the Viking. There you go. Fancy that. Okay. Now, Viking Ocean, these ships are beautiful. They're about 45,000 tons. They've got under 1,000, it's 930 passengers. So, again, you've got a lot of space for not a lot of people.
Yeah.
And again, we're looking at 5-star plus because their competitors are more like...
Well, we were talking about this, weren't we, before the start of the show? Where does it sort of sit within the market? And I would say you're looking at between the sort of Azamara, Silver Seas, Seabourn sort of level. And again, that will reflect in the prices, but you are paying for top end, you know,
Yeah.
as I said, that's what you're paying for.
And you're not just paying for top end, you're paying for a very inclusive experience, which is the whole point of when you go up there, aren't you? Because with these wonderful Viking ocean ships, continuing the idea from river, you are getting an excursion, one kind of included excursion every day. So that's already a bonus. You're getting things like drinks like beer and wine with your lunch and dinner as well. And in fact, on the subject of dinner, there's 11 different dining venues on board. So you can
try the different ones. You've got the main dining room and then various other ones as well.
Well, yeah, there's some really exciting ones, and we'll come back to that a little bit later. But there's a lot for you to do. In fact, there's also 2 pools on board. There's a wraparound promenade deck, and they have this wonderful top deck, the Explorer's Lounge, which gives you kind of nearly 360-degree views. And very importantly, no kids club and no casino.
Great.
Which. Yeah,
great, and that's why it appeals to again a certain type of clientele. I think their age range they're looking for is probably 55 plus. You know, couples, many of them are retired. You know, a little bit of disposable income because, as I said, they're not the cheapest cruises, but you are paying for luxury.
When we moved to cabins, they've got a great selection of different cabins. All of them have balconies. That's the first big thing. All the cabins have balconies, and even the standard size is bigger than the average for the industry. So 270 square foot. And then there's loads of little extras, Glenn. Things like the quiet closing doors, which is a really nice thing. Much nicer feeling, very contemporary, very Nordic. You get complimentary Wi-Fi. I've already mentioned the shore excursions you get, and the great thing about that is you can book them from the TV, so you don't have to queue up at the desk.
Lovely.
And as we mentioned before, a big destination focus on everything they do. For instance, in the food as well, the regionally inspired dishes.
Because they match up the food with the ports of call they go into, don't they? So depending on where they are, and obviously they'll try their best, but they will try and match up. You know, if you're in France, they do French cuisine. If you're in Spain, they do a bit of tapas.
You're in Istanbul, you're there on the Bosphorus, they might have a bit of meze.
Exactly,
you know?
So they're very good. And I think what they then do is try and theme the whole ship around that. So again, the guest speakers that will come on a couple of days before will be focusing on the upcoming ports of call. It is very destination driven. And again, the tours that they take you out on when they do are also small groups as well. So it's not like some of the other ships where you might have a bus of 45 people.
No, it's 20 to 25 is the maximum group.
And a lot of the time they have the whispers, don't they? The earpieces.
They use the earpieces. That's right. So you get a very kind of, you're never not going to hear what the guide is saying.
And what you tend to find is the feedback we get with the excursions, especially, is they tend to do them first thing in the morning. 2 or 3 hour trip that's included in the price, and then you're free to go off and explore. And you've got the rest of the day to do it. So you have a bit of an expert in the morning, then you go off and do your own thing, which is a nice way of doing it.
Perfect combination. Now, talking about the dining, there's several different ones that are really great. The chef's table is really great, and that's the one that focuses pretty much on the different regions of where you're cruising around, so Chinese, Norwegian, or sweet and salty kind of menus, and it rotates every 3 days, so you can go and dine there multiple times during a cruise and try different food. They've got Manfredi's, which is the Italian. Give me your best Italian accent.
Ciao bella.
Brilliant, there we go. So a few pizza and pasta and risottos. And also Manson's, which I love, because this is Torstein Hagen's mother's special recipes. But there's black and white photos up there of them sledging when they were kids and things like that. And it does amazing waffles. If you've ever had Norwegian waffles, this is the place to go and try them on board as well. And on top of that, breakfast apparently is really good there. And then the one that's so exciting is this, and this is really new, Glenn.
Go on, I'm ready.
It's called the kitchen table.
Yep.
Guess what happens with the kitchen table?
You have your dinner and then you've got to wash up at the end of it.
No. You have to go off, import, and you source the food in the local market.
Yeah.
You buy it with the chef, then you come back on board, and then you sit down around a table and you cook it with the chef.
Right,
And
okay.
then you eat it, and it's like a massive dining experience. And then other big thing to mention is the spa. I know how you love to kind of soak yourself in the spa and enjoy a thermal suite. Big thing about Viking Cruises, the Ocean Cruises, is that the thermal suite is included, it's complimentary, so you don't have to book a spa treatment to get it, and they have this whole hot and cold treatment. So there we go, that's some of the information, giving you a bit of background on Viking Ocean Cruises. Very exciting, beautiful, luxurious ships. And an infinity pool. I nearly forgot a proper infinity pool at the aft of the ship.
That's right at the back, isn't it? So you can literally sit at the back and watch as the sort of sailing
like,
along.
The infinity pool goes into the ocean. That's how it looks. It's kind of a bit of an optical illusion. It's incredible.
That's one of the highlights, actually. I can't believe we've left that to the end, but that is one of the highlights.
We'll say the best till last.
That's true.
Now, if you want to find any more information about the wonderful Viking Ocean Cruises, where they go to, the ships, and much, much more, click here. And remember, they are going to be offering world cruises as well. Coming up after this, we're going to be saying thank you for all the wonderful people that have been getting in touch. So finally, we just want to say thank you to all the people that got in touch with us after last week's episode. So a big thank you to you first. Here we go. Michelle Vaughan sent us some fantastic photos of a recent cruise to Australia on board Legend of the Seas. Michelle, they're great photos. You are a legend for sending them through. We're glad you had such a great time.
Good pictures, weren't they?
Really good pictures. Then we've also got Patricia Johansson. Brilliant feedback she gave us about last week's episode on Harmony of the Sea. So thank you very much to you, Patricia. And to everyone else, please do get in touch. This show is built by your feedback.
Exactly, and as I said, we want to hear from you. So, you know, if there's cruise lines that you'd like more information on, maybe you're thinking about going on later in the year, let us know. You know, we plan the shows around what you guys want to do and what information you want. So please get in contact with us, check us out on Facebook, like us on YouTube. If you just want to email us,
Twitter.
hello@planetcruise.co.uk, or come and see us on the website.
And thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to go onto YouTube and like the YouTube page if you haven't already for more great updates about the cruise industry.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.